Welcome back. James's Gamepad Gaming Reviews back again with another video. This time a little something different. This is an 8-bit horror game. Ah yes, 8-bit horror game. It brings back memories of Three's Company, Atari consoles. Yes. Good old days. Good old days when you would watch games and movies on your box wooden boob tubes. I hope you all enjoy the game Home. It was developed by Bancy Co. and released 10/22/2014. Let's jump right in. Your game will be saved automatically. That's good. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in one setting. Boy, oh boy, they recommend that, eh? Turn up the sound, turn off the lights. Alright. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet, a flashlight. Okay, and we're in. So apparently, you wake up in a house that's not yours. And we have to explore. That house, where was I? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I don't know. I don't know who it was. Okay, we can go downstairs. We can go to the door. Let's check down here. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg? I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home seeing Rachel. Rachel? I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Will we find a way out? The shelf was full of books, only local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Maybe he can give us a map then. Okay. Seems like there's a lot. What's this? A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic, but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes, you did. So many ways to go. Okay. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp, smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? I don't know. I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Well, yes, of course. It pressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a fairway click somewhere. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. Alright. Looks like we can go downstairs as well. Let's go this way. What's that? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among those dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. I can imagine stale beer. A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? No. I figured this was no help to me, so I left it behind. Oh, I like this. It's like you can every choice you have can alter your experience in this game. And if it's a good choice or a bad choice, it's still your own. That's cool. That's a nice concept. Okay. Let's go downstairs. Okay. What? Okay. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. Okay. Is that good or bad smell? The switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay. Box. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Yeah. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. Okay, we're really going deep into this, aren't we? Okay. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dark smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down? Oh, yes. My leg hurt like hell as I climbed down that ladder. The tunnel below was even darker, and the smell wasn't getting any better. But I had to get out. I had to get out of there and find my way home. Okay. Footprints in the dirt looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Should we be down here right now, guys? Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. I don't know if we should be down here. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait, there were photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. Okay, let's go upstairs. Yeah, those boxes would have allowed me to climb up the ladder again, but I didn't want to go back up there, not with that body and all that blood. No, oh man, really? Dang. Man. Okay. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes, you did. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. Okay? It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Okay. Crudely made shelves. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of cohesive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. Huh. I definitely hit the cage. Okay. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom, something wet. Blood, perhaps? Or kind of looked like vomit to me. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute, these boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? There wasn't anyone there. Was I hearing things? Were you? I don't know. I hear something now. Ew, what the hell is that? Huh. I remembered noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Yes, of course. Oh, can we jump? I know what's gonna happen. Okay. Alright. What's this? There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Ugh. Yeah. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb? Yes. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Alright. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. Okay. That doesn't stop us. Ooh. Oh, you hear that? Menacing. Is this the exit? I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. Okay. What's this? An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. But it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. So I gotta find somewhere how to get up there. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Okay. Jeez. I could hear a faint tickling sound. Trickling. A faint trickling sound like water. What was that? Someone taking a leak? Exit, exit. Ooh, wait a minute. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Oof. Yeah. I slipped the knife in my boot since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Maybe not. Wait, let's see. Let's go to the exit. Okay. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelt disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Okay, can't go that way. Alright. Okay, let's go this way. Okay. Excuse me. What was that? The door is locked. There was a musty smell from inside. Oof. Okay. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Yeah, you and me both. Okay. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes, you did. So let's go back. Let's just go this way. Let's go upstairs. Okay. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, you did. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyways. Okay. Huh. Okay. Odd. There is similar dirt on my shoes. Similar to what? Okay. I did not want to go back into those tunnels. It seemed better to press on. Alright. If you say so. Okay, you turned off the water. Okay. There we go. Oh, that took a lot longer than I thought. Okay. What's this? Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of the rancid water. Did I take it? Yeah. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. Huh. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? Okay. The door was locked. I could see a faint light within. But... okay. I found another dead body. A sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. Oh, jeez. There was a keyring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes. I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. Let's hope not. Ooh. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be used. Yes, of course, of course. Where's that security room at? There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near the exit. But I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? Well, there must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Okay. So... wait a minute. Okay, that's the body. Okay, now, where's the security room? I used the key ring to unlock the door. Yes. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized, though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. Alrighty, let's do this. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on the VHS tape I found. Did I play it? Yes. Oh no, the video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. The climb was slow, thanks to my sore leg and the extra weight I was carrying. Would I really need that gun or that knife on my journey back, or had I taken them for some other purpose? The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was that? Didn't want to be seen. And what was in that locked room? I shook my head as I reached the top of the ladder and heaved at the latch above me. Suddenly, the awful smell of that sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. Oh, outside, finally. You guys see, you guys see, yeah, look at that. There's eyes right there. Okay. I was relieved to be above ground again. I figured I should keep moving. Right. That's where we came up at. So what do you guys think of this game? Seems very interesting. Can we go up? I don't think we can. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Yeah. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. How high are we going? Ooh, look at that. Look at that scratch on it. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beaten up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yeah. I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license at least. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Ooh. Okay. Huh. Alright. Alright, let's see. Let's go in this door. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had becoming strangely chilly. Is this the house again? Okay, so... I apologize. My dog always barking. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffering and decrepit structure. Okay. I don't know if this is the same house or not. It might be. It might be. An old map, encased in glass, hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? I don't know. Interesting. What the hell is this? Oh. The old train was ripped open, and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though. I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. Yes. Okay. Keep that gun close. Okay. Let's go back inside. Okay. What's this? Okay, that's the entrance. Will I ever find Rachel? The ancient ticket booth. The ancient was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, The man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on the bookshelf, and he had notes on the water tower outside, too. I guessed he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? No one knows. We may never know. Okay, so this isn't a house, this is a station. Gotcha. Okay. So. Okay. There was a door this way. Well, that's an ear-piercing sound. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I seen. Whoever was poking around in these tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't mark them out. Make them out. Here, the signs pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. I don't want to go in the woods. Okay. What's this? Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. Ooh. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Hope so. Through the fence, I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. I don't know. Okay. Weird. What's this? There was some personal effect shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Yes. Inside this cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Oh, Rachel. Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne, and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Do we have a serial killer on the amongst the midst? Maybe. Okay. Let's go back this way. I'm gonna get lost in this woods, man. Okay. It's weird. A dry, old picnic table sat, lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. As I tried to read some of the names and the marks, I idly thumbed the knife I had found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something on that table. Did I? Yes. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into the wood, R plus H. I felt like a teenager to find the table. It's the little things, as I say all the time. The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? Might have to. Let's see what happens. Ew. I'm all wet now. Ooh. Two bodies, two young women, were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. I was panicking, but I couldn't leave them like that. Did I clean up the gravesite? Yes. They seemed to They seemed so exposed, which is what bothered me the most. I covered them up as best as I could and stuck a few twigs in the ground to create some kind of headstone. Oh, that was nice. Okay, so all that swimming just to find dead bodies again. Did I wade back over to the other side? Okay. Maybe doing so with the graves could have good consequences on us. We'll see. Like I said, I might get lost. Huh. Okay. Oh. We're already up there. Huh. I was relieved to be above ground again. I figured I should keep moving. Okay. Hmm. A few embers still burnt within the fire pit. I thought of the two girls across the river, and I had to suppress a shudder. Who else was out in these woods? Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. If those poor girls were here, then they obviously ran off. There were cans of beer spilled into the ground, and the dirt was kicked in. Ooh. The cheap dome tent could fit two people. Did I root around inside? Yes. Inside the stuffy tent were two sleeping bags, still unpacked. Next to them sat two overstuffed backpacks. One was a cheaper looking striped bag that contained women's toiletries and some clothes. The other looked more expensive, though its contents were similar. A cooler had some ice in it, which had long since melted, and, and contained only canned beer and easy-to-make food. I couldn't find any cell phones or car keys. Okay. This is where we found the stuff that was pushed into the rock. Okay. Here we go. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There was a damp-smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Did I take it? Yes. I managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. So you mean to tell me we swam in that lake for no reason when we could have grabbed this plank? Oh boy. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Oh, here we go. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. The forest started to thin out a bit, and through the trees I could make out parts of the town beyond, and the first hints of light. The mysteries of that forest were behind me, but I could still feel them on my neck, like a warm breath. Those girls I had found. Someone had taken them from their campsites and had murdered them. Was it the same person who had left that odd notebook? I was even more eager to get somewhere safe and to find a way to reach Rachel. Huh. Where is Rachel? I'm assuming that's his girlfriend, wife, or something like that. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto part factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Hmm. What's this? Choices. What was that? Okay. Guys, we're not, ugh. Let's not go in here yet. Let's not go in there yet. I found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Maybe. Dug into the ground was a crack, old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yes. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. I don't want to. I hope I don't. I'm not weighing myself down. I hope not. Crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Well, guys, one of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Hopefully it saves here. That's gonna do it for this episode of Home. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you liked it. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe if you're feeling fancy. Alright, on that note, again, I will talk to you guys later in the next one. Later for now.